I spent a week with Huawei's trifold phone. Is this the future? This is the first ever trifold phone, and it's crazy cool. Open it once and you get a standard foldable, like the Z Fold 6. Open it a second time and you get yourself a 10-inch tablet. It's so cool, it's like one of those fake videos you see on TikTok, only it's not fake. This phone is made by Huawei and it's called the Mate XT Ultimate Design. Huawei has just launched this internationally for, how much did you guess? 1,000? 2,000? Even more? Yes, that's right, it's more. It costs 3,500 euro. Direct conversion to dollars is about 3,600. It doesn't really matter. Obviously, it's a super luxurious product. Huawei is showing off here. The design is next level. When it's folded, it's a thick, chunky phone, not outrageous, but definitely beefy. It's heavier than a Galaxy Z Fold 6 or a OnePlus Open, but not by much. You do feel the extra weight though, although again, the difference isn't that huge, so I did get used to it after a few days. I ended up using it without the special case, which is great, but of course, it adds a little bit of thickness to it, but I'm extremely careful with my gear, so it's not a huge risk for me. What's cool is the way it unfolds. 2 hinges and suddenly you have this big 10.2-inch display. It has a great 16:11 aspect ratio, which makes it extremely usable. I didn't always need the 10-inch display throughout the day. I could easily do with the semi-open position, but I often ended up fully opening it regardless, just because I can and because it's so cool. So no, I don't think you'll stop using it fully open once the novelty wears off. The build quality, pretty solid. Full leather back, premium frame, flashy color options. I really like these Huawei aesthetics. But there's one small thing, the hinges could open just a little bit with a more satisfying click. They feel sturdy, but not that reassuring for someone who obsesses over whether their foldable is in a perfectly flat position. For a first generation though, it feels quite reliable to me. So how's the display? It's got 3 sizes, 6.4 inches when folded, which is a normal phone size, 7.9 inches when halfway open, like a fold-style device, and 10.2 inches when fully open, which is basically a tablet. It's just great for videos, browsing, gaming, and productivity. Here's a comparison of how a video looks on the XT trifold phone versus a dual folding phone versus a normal phone. The OLED screen is beautiful, super sharp, bright, great colors. The only thing that's a tiny let down is the 90 Hz refresh rate, but it's still smooth enough. So what about performance? It runs on Huawei's Kirin 1910 chip. That's not bad, but it's not as powerful as the latest Snapdragon or Apple chips. Most apps and games run fine, but for hardcore gaming, you may notice some frame drops here and there, so you need to lower the settings a little bit. And yeah, no Google Play Store, which is the usual Huawei problem. You can get Google apps working through simple workarounds. Standard Google accounts work just fine, but if you happen to rely on Google Workspace, you might have a hard time. The camera is not the Mate XT's main thing, but Huawei still managed to squeeze in a 5.5x periscope zoom camera here. The main shooter is great, ultra-wide is solid, and zoom is very good. Selfies? Not so much. The front camera is just okay, but since this is a foldable, you can always use the main cameras for selfies, which look way better. As for battery life, well, there's a 5600 mAh battery inside. That's pretty great, lasts a full day unless you're using it non-stop full tablet mode all the time. The Kirin chip is a 7nm one, but I didn't have issues with battery life here, just solid. And this is a phone from a Chinese company, so yeah, that means charging times are pretty fast. It has 66 watts of wired charging, which is very quick, and 50 watts of wireless charging, which is great fast for wireless charging. So yeah, it won't leave you hanging. So, big question time, is this the future for phones? Well, personally, I think this is exactly the kind of crazy innovation that we need. Most phones these days feel the same, slightly better camera, slightly faster chips, but this is something new. A phone that turns into a tablet properly? Is it perfect? No? Is it expensive? Yes, and obviously not for everyone, and it has some software limitations, but this is just the beginning. It shows us what is possible right now with current generation technology. So, is this the future? Maybe not this exact phone, but the idea behind it? Absolutely. If more companies start making these in a few years, we might all be using trifolds, and that's pretty exciting. So what do you think? Would you like a trifold phone in your pocket? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more of these videos.